Are you drowning in a sea of complex projects? Feel like you spend all day just trying to keep your head above water, juggling resources and fighting fires? Well, what if I told you there's a framework that can not only tame that chaos, but scale your output in a way that honestly sounds a little bit made up? All right, let's get into it. So first, we've got to understand the beast we're dealing with. See, most organizations aren't working on one thing at a time. They're stuck in something we can call the multi-project trap. So what is a multi-project environment, or MPE? Just think of it as a place where a bunch of different projects are all fighting for the same limited stuff, the same expert engineers, the same specialized equipment, you name it. And this isn't some rare scenario. A whopping 90% of all projects happen this way. That means for almost everyone, this constant competition and chaos is just the default setting. And that constant competition, it creates this absolutely vicious cycle. It all starts with firefighting, right? A super important project starts to slip, so what do? You pull your best people off of everything else to go save it. But that move creates a massive ripple effect. Suddenly, other projects start falling behind, and now you have a cascade of delays across the entire portfolio. Productivity just tanks because everyone's constantly switching tasks, and boom, you're stuck. You're in a loop where delivering anything on time feels like a total miracle. So how in the world do you break out of this? Well, it doesn't start with some fancy new software. It starts with a new mindset, a really fundamental shift in how you think about project management. This right here, this is the light bulb moment. When you're dealing with this level of complexity, you have to realize that your job isn't to micromanage every single task. Most tasks are just independent events that need to happen. Your real job is to be the conductor of the orchestra, to focus purely on the coordination of these events. And that really shows the difference. The old way, micromanagement, it's just a recipe for burnout. And you, the manager, become the biggest bottleneck in the whole system. The new way, this idea of event coordination, is all about orchestrating the flow. You focus on the critical handoffs and the timing, which frees everybody else up to just, well, do their jobs. Okay, so, great idea, right? Event coordination. But how do you actually make that work when you have hundreds of projects? This is where a purpose-built system, supercharged with AI, enters the picture.
Now, a super important point here. The goal of this AI is not 100% automation. It's not about replacing people. The real strategic goal is to wipe out 70 to 80% of that repetitive, mind-numbing busy work. All the manual reporting, the endless status check-ins, the constant schedule adjustments. You automate that stuff and you suddenly free up your brilliant human team to solve the hard problems.
And you're not just blindly trusting a black box to run your company. The whole system is designed with these critical human verification stops. The AI does its number crunching and makes recommendations, but then a human expert, someone with real-world context, has to review it and say, yep, that looks right. This builds trust, it ensures quality, and it actually makes the AI smarter over time. It's the perfect partnership between human and machine. And once you get this coordination engine up and running, there's a really simple but really powerful guiding principle. You never stop the machine. The momentum is everything. The cost of stopping and restarting is just way too high. You keep it running and you fine-tune it while it's in motion. So what does this actually feel like for the people on the front lines? Well, the real magic is how it simplifies information. It delivers exactly what each person needs to know, when they need to know it, and absolutely nothing else. This sketch here is actually a perfect way to visualize it. Think of that PMO hub in the middle as the central nervous system. It's pulling in all this chaotic data from everywhere. Finance, logistics, customer teams, you name it. It processes all of that, makes sense of it, and then sends out crystal clear, coordinated instructions. It's the single source of truth. Let's make this super practical. Let's say you're the logistics manager. Instead of having to sift through a million emails and project plans, the system just tells you, you need to ship these specific pallets on these specific dates. Here's exactly what's in them, and here are the lead times. That's it. It's clear, it's actionable, and it's all you need. And just as important is all the stuff you don't get. All that noise is filtered out. You don't see the marketing strategy decks or the notes from some internal meeting. It cuts through the clutter, which means your team can make decisions and execute way, way faster. So you've changed the mindset, you've got the AI hub humming along, and you're feeding everyone just the right information. What's the payoff? Well, this is where things get really, really interesting. I mean, just look at this chart. On the left, that's the old way. Maybe your organization can muscle through 2 big projects a year. On the right, with this new approach, you're pushing out 10 projects every single month. The increase in sheer capacity is just staggering.
Let's just put one number on it to really let it sink in. Going from 2 projects a year to 120, that's a 60-fold improvement. That's 60x. And here's the kicker. You're doing this without a 60x increase in your team. You're not working 60 times harder, you're finally working 60 times smarter by getting all that coordination friction out of the way.
And I think that's the most amazing part. This incredible new capacity wasn't created out of thin air. It was probably already there, hiding inside your process, just buried under all that manual work. So it leaves us with one final big question to think about. What could a 60x improvement unlock for you?